Back at it again, and it brings me no pleasure to report on this, but I did say it was going to happen again, and don't be shocked, right? Because 2 plus 2 equals 4. If it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it's probably a duck. Well, there's been another potential attempt on Uncle Trump's life. He's having a rally today in Long Island, and there was apparently a bomb found in a vehicle near the rally. We're going to get into that here in a second, and then we're going to get into Chris Cuomo and what he had to say. But here we are. Cops find explosives in car near Trump rally on Long Island after second assassination attempt. Police reportedly found explosives in car near former President Donald Trump's rally site on Long Island ahead of his speech Wednesday evening. If it is confirmed, it would be the latest shocking security breach and comes just 3 days after a would-be assassin was arrested at his Palm Beach golf club. Sources in the Nassau County Police Department allegedly told One America News Network journalist James Lalino that the rally site perimeter was breached and a blue barrel was removed. A blue barrel? What type of explosive do you need to put in a barrel? I mean, I guess granted you could put a little tiny guy and hope that the shrapnel, from the barrel hits people, but whoa. If that thing was packed, holy, that. In addition, during the K9 sweep, they apparently found an explosive device in one of the vehicles. The source said the driver ended up running into the woods. No one saw if he had anything on him. They just saw him taking off running. A lot of cars are now parking. They're lining up on Hempstead Turnpike, just parking on the grass. Even over at Eisenhower Park, they're just parking over there, the source went on to say. So yeah, another attempt on his life, potential attempt on his life at this rally right here.
Fuckers are running. Come on, babe. 2024.
I could look better than that. Okay, so
So yeah, massive crowd. I think there were some reports that 60,000 people were requesting tickets to get into the rally. And this is in New York, which I also think says something a little bit different as well. Does Trump know something that we don't? Are there some internal polls that are telling Trump New York is within striking distance? Like, I know that this is just a side point, but I did want to touch on it because why is he having a rally in New York? Like, have all these rallies in, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Nevada, right? Georgia, North Carolina. Like, have all your rallies there. Just have multiple of them, just all over the place. You just crisscross between those states, Why is he having a rally in New York? Makes you wonder, doesn't it? At least it makes me wonder. What are his internal polls telling him? Or maybe, he's just Trump and, hey, New York is his state, so hey, we gonna pull up to New York regardless. Maybe that's the case. Y'all let me know how y'all feeling about that. All right, but yeah, I'm not completely shocked because I said this was going to happen. That last attempt at the golf course was not going to be the end. And trust me when I tell you, this isn't going to be the end. And the sad part about this is they can be 0-50 against Trump, right, on attempts. They only have to win once. I'm going to repeat that. I'm going to repeat that for the people that didn't hear me. They can be 0-50. So far, they're 0-3, right? The Pennsylvania, right? The golf course, and now this alleged car bomb. They're 0-3 so far, but they can be 0-50. They only have to win once. And that's the scary part. They only have to get lucky once. Doesn't matter how many times, they lost or failed or missed. Only got to get lucky once. And that's the scary part. And I hope he beefs up his security detail, which I think I saw something about that actually happening. And thankfully, they found this before anybody was harmed or hurt. Hopefully, they find the culprit that was driving the vehicle as well. But I also want to get into what Chris Cuomo had to say after the second attempt. So it's going to be interesting what he has to say after this attempt. But check out Chris Cuomo.
I didn't know what to say. I kept going through drafts, and I just wasn't getting anywhere. It wasn't even landing right with me. So I called former President Trump. And I didn't.
Sorry about that. Can y'all tell I listen to videos sped up? I have a bad habit of doing that because I'm trying to like search for things that I want to show you guys, and I want to make sure that the video is a good video. So I'm always like speeding it up to speed through it. So if that happens again, that's why. That's how I typically listen to my videos. I listen to them with sped up audio. So just full disclosure, I'm not even going to edit it out. You know, it is what it is. But let's continue.
Didn't ask him any questions. I didn't go after him about his role. I just wanted to know how his family's taking this. Because I grew up like that. I grew up worried about who was going to try to hurt my father. And I told you a story last week that I remember this day. I was 7, 8 years old, okay? And I remember him jumping off that stage in some ugly houndstooth blazer and running up the front of an auditorium because someone had thrown a pie at a coconut shell at Abe Beame, who was mayor, and Bella Abzug, who was running for mayor. She used to wear these big, beautiful hats. And my father's on the stage with them in this mayoral debate or discussion, whatever. He got killed. He lost so many elections before he won one. And the guy throws the thing, and my father jumps off the stage and goes running up, and throws him on the ground, holds him down. And I was so scared. And you can think what you want about Trump. He does not have many more full-throated critics of what he says and does than me, okay? And yet I called him today because I am ashamed of how we are responding and not responding to the threats on him. And I feel for his family. And I know you can roll your eyes and say, oh, yeah, he asked. Listen, that's your choice, and I think it's a wrong choice, okay? We got to get out of the judgment business unless it's judging ourselves. And you got to start rewarding things that are better. And I got to tell you, I don't know how he stays in the race. I don't know how he got up after being shot in the head. And you people who try to mitigate that, you need to check yourself. He gets up, pumping his fist, stays in the race, barely even talks about it. Now, look, I do believe he has wasted opportunities, and he has another one now. Who better than Trump to say, we can do better? I can do better. I know he keeps doubling down on his angry rhetoric. How can he not? It keeps working for him. I don't know that it gets him elected. My theory is that he needs to expand. He had a chance to do it after he was the target of an assassination at the RNC. He had a chance to say, I know what got me here. It's not going to get me where I want us to be. He did not take that chance. He now has another chance. Oh, you're supporting Trump. I'm supporting us. The idea that I am a Trump supporter is laughable to the man on your screen right now. That is not what this is. I am worried about us. I am ashamed of what's happening around us right now and the relative lack of concern about it. I just don't see how we get anywhere better than where we are right now. Look, I'm not blaming Democrats.
I'll tell you how we get better. Uncle Trump wins, and we give Democrats the same treatment that we've been giving Republicans. When Democrats come out here and make threats against the sitting president, they get paid a visit, just like Republicans have, right? For no darn reason in a lot of cases. I just watched a video just the other day of somebody getting paid a visit. Not going to get into that one, but we give Democrats the same exact treatment, not unfair treatment. I'm not advocating for unfair treatment, right? But the same fair treatment. When Democrats go out here and destroy and burn down buildings, we lock up every single one of them, just like you would a Republican. Lock up every single one of them. That's how you stop it. Everybody has the right to protest. That's not what I'm against. I'm not against people protesting. Go out and protest all you want to. March the streets, wave your flag, shout, yell, do whatever you want to. But the moment that you start destroying things, all of that goes out the window. You're getting arrested. But that's not the case when Democrats do it. But it is the case if a Republican were to do it. So, give Democrats the same fair treatment. That's how you end it. But it's not going to end with Kamala being president. It'll end with Trump being president and him giving fair treatment to Democrats. Simple. Easy peasy. It ain't complicated. I mean, 2 + 2 = 4, don't it? Simple.
I'm really not. I blame the guy. And whatever disease he has that the people around him either knew about and did nothing about, the guy was arrested 20 years ago for barricading himself in a room with all these weapons. Where are we caring about one another? Where are we taking care of our own? Where are we pushing to get help? We're leaving people languishing, dying on the streets. What is going on with us? I don't get it. That's why I reached out to Trump. I wanted to just say, listen, I'm really sorry that this is going on and it's being dealt with this way. Not because I'm in favor of his politics or what he says. I criticize him all the time. That's my job, and he deserves it. But he doesn't deserve this.
And rightfully so. And I've always said that. Always said that. Whether you like it, love it, or hate it. I've never said that Trump shouldn't be criticized. I've always said Trump should be criticized. Trump isn't above criticism. Trump is not God, right? He's a regular human being just like you and I. He deserves criticism just like everybody else. But that's the problem that I have with all of this. Trump gets criticism and nobody else does, right? It's 99% positive for Kamala and 98% negative for Trump. Like, Trump gets all the criticism and Kamala gets fluffed up as like the greatest thing since sliced bread and nobody says anything. That's what I have the problem with. If they criticize Kamala the same way that they criticize Trump, I wouldn't have a darn thing to say. Trump, it's on you, brother, right? I'm telling you that now. If they criticize the other side the same way that they criticize Trump, all right, Trump, hey, you on your own, brother. I can't. Like, this is fair. This is a fair battle. I'm not about to jump in, right? I grew up in the hood. No, you asked for this. You asked for this fight, so hey, stand on your own too. I ain't jumping in to help you. Now, if they start unfairly treating you, all right, I'm going to jump in and make sure that nothing crazy happens, like I have been, right? But if it's a fair one-on-one, and I'm not saying that they would literally fight. I'm just saying, right? But if it's fair criticism, both sides, I ain't got nothing to say. Nothing to say. I mean, I may call out the lies, but, you know, I don't have a problem with Trump getting criticized. I really don't. I never have. I do have a problem with the unfair criticism. But, yeah, so you heard Chris Cuomo apologizing there, which is actually shocking coming from a Democrat in this day and age. Because, you know, I think he understands that this is absolutely insane. And the way that the media is treating this is absolutely insane. The way that the nonchalantness of, you know, coming from the media is absolute insanity. Like, oh, yeah, it is what it is. Whatever, you know, we'll beef up his security. What? If that had been Kamala that had an attempt on her life, they would be absolutely losing their minds. Absolutely, just going bonkers. Oh my goodness! Oh, how dare this is all Trump's fault? Oh my goodness! It's Trump's fault. Look, listen. It's Trump's fault that there's attempts on his own life, and it would be Trump's fault if there's attempts on Kamala's life too. He would get blamed for it all. Blamed for it all, and the media would be talking about it non-stop if it were Kamala, non-stop. But because it's Trump, well, we got to mention it, right? But we'll throw it under the rug after this. This is the only segment we'll talk about it. It's absolute insanity. Absolute insanity. And then we had another possible attempt on his life today. It's a bomb in a vehicle, allegedly, was found in a barrel. Like, what? But one thing, and I'll leave y'all with this. Continue to do our part, right? Go door to door, registering people to vote. Get in contact with a guy like Scott Pressler, because to me, this says that we are on the right track. To me, this says that we are winning. This says that they have no way out of this situation other than to possibly take out Trump. That's what this says to me. But as always, y'all stay safe out there. Peace and love. I'm out.